Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Caden Kubler and welcome to Caden's Corner. We have one more sleep until the best sport on earth is back, and man, do we have a banger kicking things off tomorrow night. The Ravens versus the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, this classic AFC Championship rematch. Can Lamar Jackson finally get this monkey off his back that he can win in the postseason this year, or can anybody stop Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team from three-peating? So many great storylines heading into this year. I can't wait. We have a historic season waiting for us. And ladies and gentlemen, let's talk some football. As I mentioned, this rematch from last year's AFC Championship game where Patrick Mahomes went on the road for the first time in his career and beat Lamar Jackson in the postseason. Now, while Patrick Mahomes would go on to win his second consecutive Super Bowl, Lamar Jackson received a lot of heat after this loss. We all know that he's wildly talented and one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He won his second MVP last year, and he's an undisputed top 5 quarterback in the NFL, but when it comes to the postseason, Lamar Jackson does not have the resume that stacks up with some of these other quarterbacks. And I think at this point, that's putting it nice. Now, this offseason, they lost Odell Beckham Jr., but they added one of the best running backs in the NFL in Derrick Henry. Now, we all know that this Ravens squad has had their ups and downs with running backs that have been injured, but Derrick Henry coming into this backfield with Lamar Jackson is absolutely terrifying for NFL defenses. And when you look at this Ravens squad, not only do they have the pieces to get back to the AFC Championship, but they have the pieces to win a Super Bowl. They have a stout defense, they have an elite run game, and I think this passing attack is going to be a lot better now with Lamar Jackson in year 2 with Zay Flowers. And when you look at the trajectory of Lamar Jackson as a player, but specifically as a passer, he's done nothing but get better every single year as a pro. Now, when you look at the other side with the Kansas City Chiefs, seemingly all they do is win. No matter if they're having a down year on the offensive side of the ball, no matter what type of question marks or rumors are surrounding this team, the Kansas City Chiefs are currently in the middle of a historic dynastic run, and I don't know if anybody can stop them. Last year, there were so many question marks with this team. Could anybody catch Patrick Mahomes' passes other than Travis Kelce? Could they compete with all of these high-flying offenses in the AFC with the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, or the Dolphins with Tua and these explosive receivers? Could they handle the adversity of Patrick Mahomes going on the road for the first time in his postseason career? Every little thing that they could nitpick at, they did, but the Chiefs are still the Chiefs, and they figured it out, and they won the Super Bowl. And what they did this offseason absolutely terrifies me and should terrify the rest of the league. First of all, in free agency, they went out and grabbed former Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown, and in the draft, they picked up Xavier Worthy, the man who ran the fastest 40-yard dash in NFL Combine history. They also re-signed Travis Kelce, and seemingly this offense is back and better than ever. On the defensive side of the ball, they were able to re-sign defensive tackle Chris Jones, but they lost one of the best corners in the NFL in L'Jarius Sneed to the Tennessee Titans. But at the end of the day, this team just continues to get better and better, and I don't know what it's going to take to beat them. Patrick Mahomes has proven he's above and beyond the best player in the NFL, and I truly think that he is rapidly building his GOAT resume as he's trying to become the first ever quarterback, and the Chiefs are trying to become the first ever team to three-peat in NFL history. And this Thursday night game tomorrow night is going to be an absolute blast between both of these teams. Now, even though it's week 1, I don't like to overreact, but I think this is a massive game for Lamar Jackson. The narrative for the entirety of Lamar Jackson's career is that he's never been able to win in the postseason. Everybody knows that he's wildly talented and has an elite win percentage during the regular season, but if they lose this game in week 1, I think the narrative this entire year for Lamar Jackson is going to be that they don't care what he does in the regular season anymore. They want to see what he can do in the postseason. They're sick of losing in the playoffs. They don't have any more excuses. He's not a rookie anymore. He's not a young quarterback still trying to develop as a passer. In the AFC Championship, they had their opportunities. They were down a touchdown going into the second half, and this defense did an excellent job of holding the Chiefs offense to 0 in the entire second half. And I know that Zay Flowers had this fumble inside the 5-yard line, but the Ravens were only able to put up a field goal the rest of the game. This defense did its job and the offense couldn't get it done. And I understand that taking down Patrick Mahomes at this point has become impossible, but the Ravens had the number 1 seed. They had a first-round bye. They had home field advantage. They were facing a Chiefs team that was seemingly having a down year offensively. Not to mention, heading into the second half, the Chiefs were only up a touchdown and didn't score the rest of the game. If you told me all of these circumstances at the beginning of last year, I would tell you that there's no way that the Chiefs would have figured out a way to win the Super Bowl. And that's why I'm starting to get concerned for not only Lamar Jackson, but the rest of the league. I really don't know the next time that this Chiefs team is going to be this weak again, and the circumstances will nearly be that bad. I don't see the Chiefs losing 2 opening night games in a row, and I think that they ultimately beat the Ravens week 1. But I think Lamar Jackson's going to need to have a huge game to get this monkey off his back and not have all the critics and all these narratives coming his way the entire year. Let's not forget, I've been the biggest Lamar Jackson supporter the last few years. I felt that he deserved the big time contract from the Ravens a few seasons ago. But let's be real here. He has the contract. He has the weapons. He has the offensive line. He's developed into a great passer. It's time for Lamar Jackson to show up in the playoffs, and I believe he will. It's going to get loud for Lambeau Lamar this year, but I don't think anybody should be counting him or this Ravens squad out. I'm Caden Kubler, and that's my take.